Live. All right, baby. Welcome to the mid-show. Before we get any further, I want to talk about the official beer sponsor of this show, and that, of course, is the great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. A lot has changed over the years, but one thing that hasn't, and that's a great taste of Miller Lite. Another thing that hasn't changed is that it's less filling. So what is the best thing about the original Lite beer? Miller Lite sparked this debate in 1975, and we still haven't settled it. Miller Lite keeps it simple, undebatable quality, great taste, only 96 calories. It's the beer that strips away everything you don't need and holds on to what matters most. A light beer that tastes like beer, less filling and only 96 calories, the original light beer since 1975. Tell me why it's the best original beer, Danny, please.
Well, along with it being great tasting, it's also less filling. So that's reason number one. 2, it goes with everything. 3, it's the best drink fact in summertime Chicago. And 4, all the above.
Good answer.
You caught me off guard. I was talking.
He tries to do that. Now do you see my pain?
Well, I was trying to talk to the chat, so I was like, all right,
I have something
what
to say, though.
What do you mean? I'm trying to talk about Miller Lite. It's like...
I stopped at Dave's house today to pick up my bow, and I saw his renovation stuff. As great as the inside is, I still think your deck space is maybe the best feature of your house. I kind of think that we should make like happy hour Thursdays on Dave's deck.
We can absolutely
so close
do that.
to the office. We'll just have a cooler Miller Lite.
I'm actually very
there.
far from the office. That was a weird comment. I live miles and miles from the office. However, we can make that.
We've talked about where you live.
No, I know. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not done. You don't have to choose what's best. Miller Lite is a great taste, and it's less filling. Tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/midshow, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and per 12 ounces, fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
ooh.
Point is, I want outdoor beers at Dave's deck. Miller time on Dave's deck.
Done.
Why is asking someone what's their favorite part about Miller Lite a trick question?
No, you. That's not it wasn't a trick question. You look and see who you can catch off guard.
I did not catch anyone. I always ask Chiefs, so I was like, I'm going to ask Danny today.
For me, I was locked into thinking you were finishing the whole ad read, so I wasn't expecting.
That's a fair
called on.
assessment. To act like it was a trick is not accurate.
Why are you tricking everybody?
That's not accurate.
I don't think it was a trick
inaccurate
question. I think you intentionally tried to catch him off
Do you think
guard.
I did that?
Hold on, Dave. Why do you think Eddie would call on somebody to intentionally mess up the ad read?
No, because he's done it to me. I'll have like HQ pulled up, for the ad reads, and I won't have like that specific ad read, and he knows it because he can see my computer. And
You just live your life like it's a Michael Myers film. Everyone's just out to kill you.
but you do that.
Welcome to. I did not. Do you think I did that right there?
No, I was just off guard. I'm normally paying attention to you.
Yeah, it happens.
Starting to interact with the chat more.
What's the chat saying? Are they saying I caught you off guard to be an asshole?
No, someone said all good, Danny, and they're talking. They said your guys' draft was great yesterday.
Oh, nice.
A couple of them said that.
Talking ball, just boys talking ball.
Boys talking ball and
right when the weather warmed up too. Now to me it is baseball season.
Yeah,
like it's been baseball season for a month, but now it really is.
I went last Thursday. I did a little double duper. Went to there, and then I went to the
draft.
DraftKings for the draft. And you know what? Like, I don't know. Something just hit me that Thursday. We talk about going. I was like, man, I want to see Jason Verlander before. Like, it's all set.
He pitches like he's got 5 years left.
Not necessarily. Yeah. It's not like he's on his retirement tour.
I'm not saying that, but
he is
I don't
damn
know
near
when
40,
I'll have.
right? Like, how old is he now?
He might be 40.
He is. He's over 40.
Yeah, 41,
100%.
42 maybe.
Yeah.
He's like Nolan fucking Ryan, man.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. These guys
He's 41.
Yeah.
They're a lot of these guys are just randomly calling it quits now too.
He absolutely could do that, but he's got. I think he's going to be the last 300 game winner. We talked about that on the draft.
How many more does he need?
253, I want to say, is the number we said on the draft. So we need 47. So that's 3
He's at
years.
258 now.
3 years
Couldn't beat
of
the Cubs.
15-ish.
Yeah,
He cannot beat the Cubs.
it's hard to do.
Yeah,
They're a good team.
258, so 42.
Yeah,
but my point is I don't know. You get older, it's like you want to see some of the legends.
totally. That's like
Definitely.
one of those things my dad always preaches. Like, we're gonna go see greatness. Like he's been saying that my whole life. So no matter who it was, and that was like back in the day when the Hawks were terrible. And they had no guys.
You had to go
You'd
see
be
the other
like,
team.
well, let's go see
Yeah.
Forsberg. Let's go see,
Yeah.
you know. So there is something to that. Verlander, for me, though, like as great as he is, he doesn't like capture you the way like a Pedro did or like a Randy Johnson did. Like to me, he's like less.
He
like,
just cared more back then.
You think?
Yeah.
I
mean, Pedro had the attitude and mentality. Like,
and Randy Johnson had like a like he's not like as like a wow factor for. He's more like a robot, like he's a machine.
I see what you're saying there.
Yeah,
He's more
I
like
agree with it too.
yeah.
It's
like
kind of just stoic on the like as a player.
Yeah,
he's like, here comes 97 on the black.
There was a couple. I even think I wrote about this in his last year or two at Detroit, and I don't know if this is because he played for the Astros or because he was putting shit into his body or what it was, but there was a couple. You can look up his stats if you want. His last year in Detroit, he had like a 4.7 ERA, and I'm like, he's probably pretty close to done.
yeah.
And he's won a Cy Young or at least one Cy Young since then.
Mm-hmm. World Series.
A World Series. The guy's a fucking machine.
2014 was his highest ERA. He was 31, so 10 years ago, it was a 4.54. But that was not his last year in Detroit. He
Okay.
yeah, he got better and better, and then he got traded in 17. And then he was 17. He was just lights out.
Yeah.
For the Astros. Yeah.
It reminds me of.
I mean, he won a Cy Young at 36 years old. He won it at 39 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of I went.
He beat Sea-South. That's right.
Yeah.
I went with my friends in 2016 to Vegas, and then we're like, hey, let's extend the trip and go to LA for a couple of days. And my friend was a big Kobe fan. Or like, It was his last season. He's like, let's go see Kobe one last time. So to the Staples Center, and he didn't play. Marcelo Huertas started. It was like
Load management.
bad, yeah.
That stinks.
Lakers went
That should be
17 and
illegal.
65 that year. Yeah, so that was tough.
There was something about not being oversaturated with it, but like back in the day too, and like actually seeing it in real time. You know, now you see like Ryan Garcia everywhere. You get it. You see viral clip after viral clip, but then getting to see him in person,
It was different. That my dad took me to see MJ. It was a preseason game, I remember. Just in the nosebleeds, just to see MJ in one of his last go arounds with the Bulls. Aside from that, I don't know that I've ever seen Trout play baseball.
I have. I saw him play the Cubs.
I don't know that I'm sure I have, but I don't remember it.
This is like April 19. I think I saw him play the Cubs and Wrigley.
You got to see him and Ohtani this year, so
Yeah.
that's
Well, now it's with the balanced schedules. You'll have a chance
to see more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good April though.
It's kind of a different tier, but I've told this before on the free swim. This guy, shout out Nelson, gave me these Blackhawks tickets, and they were like company seats, and they were right on the ice next to the opposing team penalty box. And he gives me them, and 2 weeks later, Taves announces it's his last game, and it's the same game.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, man, you want these back? He's like, I'm out of town anyways. Took my dad, but that's a memorable one.
Oh, definitely. And then that game was like a show.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anyone else like that you've seen or like you'd want to see before they call it quits?
That's active now?
Yeah. I've seen LeBron. I went to a Heat Bulls game in the height of the D Rose era.
I went to Mavs Cavs game. I think it was LeBron's second year in Dallas, and it was like Steve Nash, Nowitzki, LeBron, and it was like it was like genuinely awesome. I've been to like a ton of games, but there's very few that stick out. Like that one sticks out.
Isn't it crazy to think about yourself in 2003, and that's when that guy got drafted?
It honestly, I think about it specifically with him all the time, because I remember like sitting in class when I don't think he had been drafted yet, but he was signing all like the Nike deals or whoever he signed with, and he got like so much money just from like the shoe deals. It's like, can you imagine being 18?
Yeah.
And just having all like.
But even though like going on the 2003, what were you doing?
Middle school,
Yeah.
lighting fires in the forest.
No, you weren't. You had to be a freshman,
Okay, so
right? I was in
eighth
seventh grade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have been a freshman.
Seventh grade.
Yeah, I was a 03. I would have been a junior. I was just growing. I was just in pain all the time.
Yeah.
Just growing. I grew 10 inches that year.
Yeah. Wild to think about. And like I didn't know what it would become at that point. Obviously, the Bulls were hot garbage in 2003. I remember like everyone had jerseys and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
No, he was incredible, and it's like he was so hyped, and then somehow he basically like exceeded all.
Yeah,
of his
it's
expectations.
not often.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing a Sports Center. It was who's the first Clausen brother? Was it Jimmy?
Jimmy was the last one.
Casey Clausen.
There's three of them. There's three Clausens.
It was the first Clausen brother, and they were talking about
Tennessee.
him. He went to Tennessee.
Yeah.
It was an ESPN segment about how he's the best prospect in 10 years, and like they were showing him do all these drills that he does at 4 a.m. before high school classes starting, like razor sharp. Like he could like theoretically get drafted out of high school, and
So I think you are thinking of Jimmy.
Might have been Jimmy. Then.
Jimmy was the last Clausen, and he committed to Notre Dame. People were like, "How many Heisman's is he going to win?" You know, like that and he was going to be like, there was a gap year. I feel like they had some kind of, I don't know. They probably had 3 different starters, but they went Brady Quinn, mix of guys, and then Jimmy Clausen. And like Jimmy Clausen had like the famous, when he committed, like he showed up in like a Humvee stretch limo, like a Hummer stretch limo. And then he like flashed all his state. He won state championship 4 times in California. Like they called him the LeBron James of quarterback.
Yeah,
prospect.
I remember it, and he was not good.
That was like the Mel Kiper draft thing. Remember that? Where
Yeah,
Mel
he said he
Kiper's
would.
like, if he's not an All-Pro like for the next 10 years, then like I'll quit. And it was like he definitely
wasn't.
Not.
He
but
was
like
not.
Notre Dame kind of sucked when he was there. They won like the Hawaii Bowl. Like him and Golden Tate were just like throwing it all over the place. But that was like their only like real bowl game, I think, with him. And but I remember Charlie Weiss was the coach. You know, Charlie Weiss coming from Tom Brady and all that, all the Patriots Super Bowls, and he's like, Jimmy Clausen has not missed a read in 2 years. So like mentally, he was supposedly right there too. His like games with the Bears, the Seattle game, that might have been the worst game I've ever seen with
They
Jimmy.
punted every possession.
Yeah.
They literally punted every possession.
Yeah.
Every single. I feel like I was at that.
Didn't
game.
turn it over. He didn't miss a read.
Was that in the last?
It was in Seattle.
It was in Seattle.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was at a fucking. It was like 7-3. It was, and I bought the tickets for like $20, and it was one of those things. The Bears were so bad. That was at the John Fox team, and you could sit like a Sox game wherever you wanted.
Yeah. Some dark times. Those are behind us now.
Yeah, they are behind
Yeah.
us. They are very much behind us.
It was wild though. Sorry, I want to go back to LeBron for a second here, but he made it through 2 eras essentially.
Yeah.
You know, like because a lot of people are like kind of tipping their cap that it's kind of an end of an era. This playoffs, like Steph and the Warriors didn't make it.
Yeah.
LeBron, they just lost
They got
4-1.
smoked. Yeah.
Durant just got swept out.
Yep.
Like LeBron, like he lasted longer than Wade, Melo, all those guys. And
Yeah.
now he's like in this Durant, and I guess CP3 would be more LeBron era because he was a couple years after 05 draft, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was 05,
maybe?
yes.
Yeah.
05.
LeBron was 03, right?
Yeah, LeBron was 03.
Yeah.
And now there's like Curry and, Kawhi's getting up there. And all
Right
these
now,
guys are
it's
like
the
Harden.
Anthony. I think we're in the Anthony Edwards era.
We're in the Anthony Edwards era for sure.
And I think that's going to to be good for
Anthony Edwards,
old
Jokic,
heads like us.
Giannis era, like,
But Anthony Edwards specifically, like
he's a guy.
He's the guy, and he's a guy who makes me excited to watch basketball because he plays it the way of the era that I grew up in. He plays a little bit like Kobe, a little bit like Jordan, Vince Carter, all those guys where it's like, you know what, I'm going to turn the corner and go dunk on your face.
Throwback.
It's awesome.
He's a throwback.
And he talks mad shit all the time too. He's I think I said this on the Che podcast, but like to me, he's like the guy to get most excited about.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with you too.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jokic's game is so fun to watch too.
Yeah, but it's I don't know what it is. I will never like care about a European basketball player the way there's just something like I want Anthony Edwards to be like the king and not Jokic. There's just something about like having an American guy as the face of the league.
You're xenophobic.
Call it what you want, but that's I would rather see Anthony Edwards win than Jokic. I'd rather watch him play than Jokic.
But yeah, there's a lot of stars that are coming with Edwards. So
yeah,
it's a fun time.
Yeah.
Hey,
LeBron
Linus?
James is averaging, as a 39-year-old right now, 25-7. He shot 41% from deep this year, which is fucking wild. 7.3 boards and 8.3 assists. That's it. He'll be 40 this year.
Yep.
Lance? DraftKings, the regular season is in the books, and it's time for the real games to begin. Don't miss out on any of the NBA playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. You can follow what all of your favorite Barstool personalities are betting on by joining the Barstool Betting Group on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. This week, join the group, and you'll get a shot at a $25,000 bonus bet. See group for official rules. And here's something else to sweeten the deal. For new customers, you can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Here's a couple lines in the game tonight if you want to check them out. The Knicks are -4 at home against the Sixers in that closeout game. The Cavs are -5 for a big game 5 against the Magic. And then the Bucks are looking to extend the series. They're +4 at home. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code MID. That's code MID to get $200 in bonus bets. When you just bet $5, don't forget to join the Barstool Betting Group today. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. What else we got, boys?
I feel like I want to crown two organizations as officially just loser organizations, and that would be the Sixers and the Toronto Maple Leafs, where they both went through this extended rebuild. They had all these superstars, and they just get to the playoffs and they fucking melt. It's awesome to watch as like a neutral, just being like seeing how like Roan's losing his mind, Toronto's having a citywide meltdown. It's great. I love. There's something about the failure of like the next crowned team that gets me a little juiced up.
Yeah, but the Sixers are a lot different than the Maple Leafs, in my opinion.
How so?
Because obviously they're not the same team as they were at the height. Like at that height of that Jimmy, Ben Simmons, Embiid.
They've tried it a million different ways.
I know. And then Ben Simmons just completely took a shit.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy went to Philly went to Miami, and Embiid just can't like really stay healthy.
I feel like the part of that equation doesn't get talked about enough is Markelle Fultz. Like that guy, he just number one pick in the draft, and like from draft day until the start of the season, his brain broke.
Sure, yeah.
Like that, and he couldn't shoot anymore. Like if they had taken Tatum, if it was Tatum and Embiid, they probably have a championship.
I mean,
they fucked that up.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's tough for Philly too because they're probably like what we would be if we were a winning city. That they just talk so much shit and then they lose and it's like, oh, what do you even say? Like you look stupid.
Mm-hmm. I do think, I mean, they got the Super Bowl. Which
sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you know, they're so relentless on social media. It's an easy group to hate.
They've also lost a Super Bowl. You know, like they're like it's one of those things where like they're always sniffing around. Like Philly, like the Philly teams, the last 10 years has probably been the most dominant sports city across the board.
Who?
Philadelphia.
Philly?
Philly's been pretty good. They won a World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, like
They've been good. They lost a World Series.
Yeah. But they've had like agony.
Yeah, fuck that.
But imagine getting that close
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah.
That would be miserable. I don't know how I'd handle that. It's easy to be a loser.
Yeah. You just give up by April.
Yeah.
give up by April 15th. Yeah.
They did not win one since 08.
No, that was their only one.
No.
They went to
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, they
Oh,
went to
they-
one.
they
lost.
didn't
Yeah,
win
I was
one.
gonna say, I was
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
wait a second.
Yeah.
They,
Like,
they
that's-
just
that's
yeah.
Yeah. No, so they've come close. Like
Yeah.
they've had success, but I wouldn't say. There's definitely cities with more success for sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that's what you were
No.
saying.
It's like, but they're always sniffing around it, and then they just get their heart punted, where it's like Mahomes gets them, or like all that.
I mean, look at Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's got some cups. They've got that
Yep.
big Super Bowl. So they got a lot to hang their head on too.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're definitely forgetting something.
Yeah,
too.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, Boston is like but they're kind of in the sniffer, like since
The Patriots.
they won it.
fucking
What was the
dead.
last time they won it? Was that 18?
the World Series.
Red Sox
Oh.
won it in 18.
I think the Patriots won it. What was the Rams Super Bowl? That was 18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Super Bowl was probably like February of 19, but it was that 18
Yeah.
season. They haven't done anything since. They lost in the finals. Red Sox have been kind of like,
LA, the Rams
Red Sox are
got a
kind of
title.
ass.
yeah,
The Dodgers got a title.
yeah.
Lakers got that 2020 title.
Mickey
Yep.
Mouse.
What?
Mickey Mouse title, 2020.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
You don't like that one, Lance?
Lance.
That's what I kind of think that about the Lightning Cup too, the COVID one. Like,
First one?
it doesn't count. Doesn't really count. It's not the same.
But you were still the best.
You're still the best.
Yeah, but then like the Hawks beat the Oilers that year, and it's like,
That was a
Ed.
fun series.
no, it wasn't. Fuck that team.
Fun series. Stuff McDavid in a locker. Do you think it's acceptable that Philly let them come in their let the Knicks fans come in their building like that? There's kind of not much you could do.
I mean,
Right,
you
I
could
mean-
do something like Nashville would be like you can't buy a ticket unless you have a credit card associated with the Tennessee zip code.
Yeah, but then everyone makes fun of that.
Yeah, it's
and
a
that
no-win
becomes a
situation.
story.
You guys got to have more pride.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Get more
Because
money.
how far is it? Like an hour train ride? 2 hour
Yeah,
train ride?
it's a nice
Yeah.
quick train
It's
ride.
New York to Philly drives like an hour 15. It's easy.
Yeah.
If you could get 5x what you paid for your White Sox ticket, would you sell it?
For like a playoff game.
Yeah. 5x.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
No chance.
Mm-mm.
6X.
Yeah, what would
I
be,
mean, what am I paying for the ticket?
Let's say your ticket, your normal ticket, which it wouldn't be, but let's say you upgrade your seats and you have like behind home plate and they're $100 a game.
Oh, $1,000?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about it. Not to brag, $1,000.
oh, rich guy.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
One
know.
of us doing here. $1,000 doesn't
I
do
care.
shit.
I care a lot about $1,000.
You would take
Unfortunately.
that $1,000 over the game.
Well, I
But
would
if
take that money.
You
is
can't
not
do
nothing
anything
to me.
with $1,000. I'm not saying $1,000 is not nothing to me.
Pay for your next season. That's what my dad used to do when he had the Hawks tickets. He would sell one game per round.
How many seats did you have?
2.
We had 4 when my dad had season tickets, and in 05 and 06, we would sell 2 of them, and him and I would go. So it was awesome, and we paid for the tickets that way those 2 years.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. It's a good way to justify it.
But there's really no good way to make sure that it ends up in a Sox.
No, you can't. You can't.
It's a huge deal with Northwestern, because I have season tickets for Northwestern, $300 a year, and you get every game. And a lot of times, there's like if Ohio State is playing in
Nebraska,
Evanston that year, they'll just buy the season tickets for $300, and then they'll sell the tickets to whatever opposing fans. But if you get caught selling a Northwestern season ticket to a non-alum or non-Northwestern wearing fan, they shit on you for it.
How so?
They don't like it. They're like, "What the fuck, man? Give it to someone wearing purple." Like it's a big deal to them. But like you said, your money. But no, for $1,000, no. Now, if we're talking like $5,000, like for instance,
5 Gs. If you
I'm
get
glad
5
at that-
Gs for
You
your-
gotta.
I would start thinking. If this is like World Series Game 7, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I would agree.
It would have to be like
game
a
one.
All right,
absolute.
what about-
I could pay off like student debt or something for something like.
All right. White Sox, Yankees, ALCS, game 2. And you could get like $7,000 for your tickets, and they go to some pizza parlor Italian Yankees fan.
That's what I mean. Like you, like also
like greasy, fucking
everything
in a Dago
the
tee.
worst Yankee fan you can imagine. He's got a gold cross chain necklace.
And I'm allowed to use that money to go to another game.
No, you're at home.
I'm at home. That's tough. That's
You're at home, and even like a foul ball goes to that seat. You sit down in your seat.
I don't care about the foul ball. I would just care about being there. Oof. I wish I would have taken my dad to the cornfield game. At the time I do, because I was doing the math in my head. I'm like, this is gonna, if I want to take my dad and like be the one to front the money, then it would cost me about $4,500. I remember.
You should have had him come watch you play when you played there.
I should have grounded out. Reached on an error off of Dallas Braden.
Yeah, you had a good game.
Your dad would have loved you hustling down the line, I bet.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't hustle.
Oh no.
No,
Dave's high school baseball coach was there and everything.
that is true.
Do you think your
Fisher's
dad would still like yell at you for that? Like you didn't hustle down
No,
the line?
he never cared about hustling. He cared about if I played well or not.
Oh, my dad cared more about the hustle.
No, like if I didn't hustle,
The fuck.
it was out of if I didn't hustle, it was out of frustration, not out of because I was lazy. If that makes sense. Like if it was a routine chopper, I would fucking half-ass it down the line, sure. But
Damn.
if contact were allowed in baseball, I was the player that everybody kind of hated playing against. Not because I was good, just because I would fucking do shit to piss everybody off.
Because you're white. Yeah, I can see that.
I shit talk so much as a catcher.
I think you, Dave, like you should have been a hockey player.
I do think so. So we had this hockey. I don't know how much we can even talk.
Not much.
We were playing hockey yesterday, kind of, sort of, for work at the Hawks practice rink by the UC yesterday, and it was the first time in my adult life I've like ever. I'm not counting when we went to Wrigley. Like
What about the Ronick thing?
That was the other one.
Yeah.
That was the only other time. Those 2 times, the one at Wrigley, those skates were like
they're fake.
awful.
Yeah.
They were horrible. That time I was using Joe Furco skates, and they were also awful. This is the first time I've ever worn skates that were like, they fit.
They were right size.
They were the right size, and they were sharpened and like not beat to shit. And I think I said this to Ryan. I would rather play like fuck around hockey than basketball all day. In spite of how sore I am right now, I can't move right now.
Dave did a triple axle yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's nice, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, athlete. Yeah, but like you're
Chief held
such
him
like you're you're such like a little shit that I feel like, and like your size doesn't matter as much,
Right.
Like for football as like contact sport, like the way your brain is. Like you'd be a little Brad Marchand, Andrew Shaw. Like
That's
everybody.
Andrew Shaw is like when I was watching all those cups, I'm like, if I were to play hockey, I'd be that guy.
Yeah, you'd be a little shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think I could have been good at hockey if I started at like 5 years old.
Yep. Probably.
Yeah, hockey
Wasn't allowed to play though.
You'd be putting
Parents saw the
dip
price
between your
tag and they're
toes.
like,
Yeah, why is like hockey so expensive?
I was literally not allowed to play. It was that in soccer. Hockey, I would have been allowed if it were not as expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do your parents get you into hockey, or do you tell
No.
your parents you want to play hockey?
So my dad never played. Nobody on my mom. My mom's got 4 brothers. None of them played hockey. It was we have these family friends, and when I was 5, they had their oldest son was 7. He played hockey. I thought he was the coolest kid in the world. Shout out Justin Frazier. And I'm like, oh, if Justin Frazier's playing hockey, I want to play hockey. My dad's like, what are you talking about? And so did like a learn to skate the first year when I think I was 6, and then that was it. I was hooked. So, but yeah, I always loved it. I always loved like the violence and the speed and all that.
the speed was what I liked because gliding around the ice, I was like, this is fucking like fun.
But to answer, and that was your speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to answer your question, the reason it's so expensive, it's not like there's infinity fields. Like the ice, there's limited ice, so the ice is expensive.
High
It's
maintenance.
actually gotten like so much worse than when I was a kid. Like like the equipment is so much more expensive. Like I bought myself the Connor Bedard stick, and when I remember, sticks were $30, and then they went to like the composite sticks, and they jumped from like 30. You'd be all in probably $50 with your aluminum shaft and your wooden blade, and you would stick them together. Then they went to the one-piece composites. They jumped up to $149. Now it's like essentially the same technology, and now they cost $349.
What?
For the Bedard stick I have is $349, and that's not like, oh, his stick is the most expensive. They're all kind of around that, and then if they break, they break.
So just
you can't.
$350.
Yeah, but
just get the stick.
But I right. But like it's absurd. Like somebody, and there is actually a group out of Chicago. I'm blanking on their name right now. I wish I could shout them out. But they're basically like, we're trying to undercut that, and it's all the same material, same manufacturing site, but it's just not the brand name, and that's how they're trying to get and they're offering them for like $150, like back what it used to be 20 years ago, because the skates, like a really nice pair of skates when I was playing would be like $400. Now they're over $1,000. So
You're pricing everybody out.
You're pricing everybody out,
Yeah.
and you're also like, because there are ways around like the youth programs and stuff. Like if you're, because I've played on teams where it's like this kid's he's a single mother and she's a waitress or a nurse or something, like
Not raking it in.
right.
Yeah.
But that they find ways to like help people out who really want to play, but that was back then. Now it's like, because the barrier to entry just to have the equipment is absurd compared to what it was 20 years ago. You're right. People have always complained about that with hockey, and part of me thought that was, cop out's the wrong word, but there's like lack of an education on like how to get the equipment, how to take advantage of some of these like programs where you can get in for a reduced cost.
Play it again, sports.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, genuinely.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And
Facebook Marketplace.
yeah, that wasn't around when I was playing. But now it's just like, I don't know how are you supposed to play if just for a stick and skates, you're almost at $2,000.
$1,500. Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
it's
I'm looking
like-
at bats right now, just out of curiosity, because I haven't bought a metal bat in 20 years or whatever now. They haven't really jumped up in price, because you were spending $300 to $350 on a nice new DeMarini. Now they're about $400. So they're staying pretty stagnant, I would say. But
That's good.
But yeah, that's I can't say I was having fun out there. I'd rather play pickup hockey. Not even pickup hockey. It was me, you, Riggs, Grinelli, and
Rudy.
Rudy, and like a few others that actually knew how to ice skate, not me included. Just like passing back and forth. I had the time of my life.
Those are the two sports where I wish I just did like a year just to see what it was about. It's hockey
Yeah.
and boxing.
Boxing too?
Yeah.
I have that thought all the time watching Ryan Garcia. I'm like, I'm like slipping and shadow boxing in my living room.
I feel like, even money aside, if your mom and dad coming together after their first son is like, I want to play hockey, and be like, are we going to be hockey parents now? It's like almost as intense of a conversation as like, are we getting a dog? It's a whole lifestyle change.
Yeah.
You're waking up super early, driving far places, and then all those prices
Definitely
are ridiculous too.
Definitely had to drive far places. That was definitely.
Did it take a lot of convincing, or they're like, all right, this is what our son wants?
No,
to do?
because I think if my parents knew what they were getting into, then they would have like vetoed.
Yeah.
Because they didn't, like, they had our one family friends, and they had it, and then when you're 5, 6, 7 years old, it's not what it is when you get to be 10. Like when you get to be 10 is when it's like, oh shit, now you're on this AAA team. You're
traveling
or
Midgets.
And there you go.
Yeah. Like that.
And you're 10 years old is not midgets, but yes. But like you're going up to like Holland, Michigan for a game. You're going to Madison, Wisconsin for a game. St. Louis, like Notre Dame, like all these places, and it's like, yeah, like your weekend that's your weekend.
Yeah, it's just wild to me that the structure of everything is so different too. From football, like they had it nailed down. Like you get shoulder pads, like everyone supplies it.
Yeah.
And it's just all hand-me-down shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know why hockey never.
Well,
Yeah, 5 to 7
think-
practice at the local park.
Yeah, like you had to buy cleats.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
You had
Yeah.
to buy cleats for football.
But at the same time, like how many guys on a football team when you're a kid? Because I didn't play until I was older.
We had probably 25.
Yeah. I was gonna
Okay.
say.
Yeah, we had 25 to 30.
So you can't
35.
Most kids play both ways. Yeah.
when you play hockey, you have usually when you're at youth levels, you'll have a game or two a week, a practice a week, and then usually like they call it a power skating. And when you have power skating, it's like you might have 60 kids on the ice, and it's like you're basically just cardio workout. And they might like, why don't you tweak your stride this way? But if you have 30 kids on the ice for a regular practice, you're getting nothing done because you basically get like one rep through the drill. So you have to have your ice time is 50 minutes. And if you have more than 16, 17 kids on a team, like it just doesn't work. So, and then some of the equipment, like the gloves, all the shoulder pads, like that stuff could be handed down. Skates, no. Like your skates are your skates.
Which cleats and skates.
Yeah, but the skates are so much better.
Yeah, they're more expensive.
Right.
It's not apples to apples.
Yeah.
You can get a nice pair of cleats for $100.
And then same thing with like varsity football. Like you can have 50 kids on a varsity team and have like, all right, the receivers over here and you're on and do
all
everything you
different
need to
groups,
do on one field. Like you can't really do that with hockey. So
just inconvenient.
yeah,
Wow.
you have some limitations based upon where you can do it. That's why forever the places that were the best at hockey were places where you could play outside. And like it's not a coincidence that historically in America it's Minnesota, Massachusetts, and Michigan where the players came from. And then it's Sweden, Russia, Finland, and then Canada, obviously, because Canada still produces the best because you still have a lot of guys doing like pickup games.
That brings me to a point. I want to talk about Portillos before I get to it.
Okay.
Portillos is known for more than just beef burgers and dogs. Big news at Portillos. They have 2 new salads.
Oh.
2 new salads, Dave. Everyone knows that the chopped salad is
Go.
my house favorite forever, but now they added a fiery kick to it. We all know and love the new spicy chicken chopped salads. Hot take is adding Chicago's hottest ingredient, giardiniera and spicy chicken, to take the salad up a notch. Giardiniera on a salad, David, it doesn't get more Chicago than that.
No, it doesn't. They brought these in, what's today, Tuesday? I don't know, maybe Thursday, Friday last week. I don't even think they had hit the menu yet, and I demolished an entire one to myself. It was awesome.
Yeah.
The spicy chicken chop salad.
How about Portillos just not resting on their laurels? They got the best salad in the game.
Keep up
They've
with it.
had that salad, I don't know, 50 years, who knows how long.
For as long as I can remember.
Yeah, my whole life, and they're like, you know what? We can do better than this. We're gonna do something a little bit different. So they just, even though they're all ready to go, they're coming up with new things.
So they've also added a chicken pecan salad with bacon. So who doesn't love grilled chicken and bacon in their salad? Plus, it's topped with their all-new honey peppercorn dressing. Don't sleep on the Portillos salads. Order at Portillos.com or visit your local Portillos today. Sorry, what were we getting at before this?
You said you had a point.
A point to bring
Hockey, football, hand-me-down equipment.
Yes, and I forgot. I mean, I guess gloves are in that vein too. Like wide receivers have to buy their gloves, but
Yeah,
that wasn't the point.
Unless you raw dogged it like me.
yeah, I never.
you
wore
raw
it.
dog?
I
You
didn't
only
play.
sophomore year, right? You didn't play junior and senior.
No,
Yeah.
I did not.
That was one of those things.
But
where-
I didn't like gloves.
Yeah, where I like wanted to like look cool, and I got like gloves and then the visor for one practice, and it rained, and I was like, well, fuck all this shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
take the visor off, is like beating up on your eyeballs, and then like hated the gloves.
I remember now.
I was always like anti-flash. The only thing I didn't matter the sport. I wore white cleats because I have a theory that you're faster in white
Absolutely,
cleats.
you are.
Yeah,
100%.
you absolutely
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, but it's not even a flash. Like at some point you're a lineman, you're like, oh wow, like it's just better for my hands if I have gloves.
Yeah,
Like it's just I don't get fucked up as much. Like
If I were a lineman, I might
Feasibility.
have. But at catching, I didn't like batting gloves. I never wore batting gloves either. I had to feel.
pissed on your hands like Moises Alou.
No, I would just chew them up, like intentionally swing, like in November, just intentionally get them so bloody and blistery that they'd callus over.
That's easier.
Yeah.
really are at a disadvantage because like being in the Midwest here, like we're not like super north where we could have that hockey
Yeah.
advantage. I guess we could barely. But
The-
then
the
like we don't have the golf, like baseball, like warm weather advantage where you could play year round too.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Illinois
that's why
baseball's gotten
it's
a
always
million times better, though.
it's always been a football and basketball state
Yeah.
historically. So, And then
not even really football.
Nah, basketball. Football's
football, but in the 90s.
It's gone way worse since like we were in high school.
Yeah,
too.
definitely.
And there'll be always kids drafted. Like there'll be always
Yeah.
a handful. Like I saw a Crystal Lake kid got drafted.
St. Charles kid got drafted.
Yeah.
Kyler Newman, St. Charles North.
The Bears third rounder out of Princeton.
Yep.
Princeton.
Yale.
I'm not even
Yale.
trying to pronounce his name.
Yeah, I've loved his tweets that people dig.
Oh, I know, right?
Bear down till I fucking die.
Yeah, and it's like, God, just release the entire offensive line, fire the entire staff. He's one of us.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
Yeah, I loved it. I love it.
He's one of us.
Where is he from? Hinsdale?
Hinsdale, yeah. Hinsdale Central. He's a Red Devil.
I mean, Cole Kmet. That wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we have guys. Justin Jackson.
Yeah, it's not bad. We just don't overly dominate at shit besides basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
In basketball, they haven't had
a stud since.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I'm trying to think.
Davis, maybe he was top 5.
Yeah, no, he was definitely
Probably Jalen Brunson.
He wasn't a huge recruit though.
No, I mean he was a second round pick.
Second round pick. Shout out Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
He was a bigger.
That's pretty Jalen Brunson's
I remember.
Stud, yeah. I was talking to my brother about him. So my brother, well, whatever, but Lake Forest.
No, I lied. He was a 5-star.
Lake Forest High School that year, they went 30-3 for varsity basketball. All 3 losses were to Stevenson and Jalen Brunson. Can you imagine that? It's just we're so good. It's the best team the school has ever had. And then you just run into a guy like that and you're fucked.
Crazy.
Yeah. He's awesome. I like watching him play too.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
He is a stud. Even I know that.
Sorry. How was your weekend, Dave?
It was good. Ed. Why
Nothing
do you ask?
crazy? Just wondering.
No,
How was yours?
doing
You
a
were
bunch
down
of
in
fun
Florida
stuff.
doing
It was
mullet
fun.
tosses.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Did you toss a mullet?
No, so the line was an hour long.
What?
Yeah, it was a super long line.
What is it again?
It's
So
a fish, right?
yeah, essentially they set up they set up the beach with basically little hashes where you see the footage or whatever, and then people stand in a line, and then you take a fish and you throw it as far as you
How
can.
big is this fish?
Okay. Yay big. So a lot of people use the fold technique, so they'd fold the fish in half and just fire it. I think the winner threw it 177 feet.
Oh,
So
That's a good toss.
yeah, it'd be something where
That's 60 yards.
I'd like you to attend and see how you could.
Yeah, I would love to see the White Sox.
That's
toss.
How big's this fish?
Yay big.
So we're talking a 3-pound fish, something like that.
Probably about.
isn't it slimy as hell?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they dunk it in water to get it clean because it gets in the sand, and then you got to go retrieve the fish and bring it back after you're done. So you're effectively throwing.
How
the
far
same
could I think
5 dead fish.
60. I mean,
Should we try it outside soon?
yeah. Go get it. We can find a fish.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
let's
that.
do that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah,
It's got to be a mullet though.
yeah. I don't know.
Is that the-
I don't even know what a mullet fish is.
When I heard you were doing, I thought you were going and hanging out with a bunch of hillbillies.
So that's what I thought too. It said mullet.
So I'm not crazy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought that too.
You're,
So
you're
mullet
still
sauce.
probably not wrong.
Can we do
no, it's both are right?
Yeah, double
I'd like to
entendre.
veto the mullet fish toss for us. We should
Why?
find a Midwest what's,
Fish?
Yeah. What's,
Well, I
what's
wanted-
essential
Go,
Midwest?
Dude, this thing's fucking huge. I could throw that thing 60.
Well, there's different sizes.
Go rip those Asian carp out of the
Yeah.
lake.
Win-win. Asian carp toss.
You'll be saving the lake.
Yeah.
Getting content out of it.
Yeah, it wasn't as big as what that guy was holding.
Yeah, that's got to be
nowhere
a record
near
one.
that.
Yeah.
It was more like the Wikipedia one.
I've always wanted to do, what is the, is it a muskie? The ones that get, they're monsters. They're 8 feet long.
Musket.
Maybe. So essentially what it
Donkey
is
Keith does
A river monster.
this situation here in Pensacola, it's the Floribama border.
Yeah.
So you're throwing it over the border, kind of.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
it is. And there's this awesome bar that's there.
I bet you I had a buddy that was in the Navy in Pensacola, and he said it's just hillbilly heaven. But in awesome people watching.
Yeah, it was. So Chaps is from there, which
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's from Jacksonville.
Oh, I think he's from Pensacola. Or he went.
Well,
to
I
high
went
school
to
there
Gainesville
or whatever.
Gainesville with him, and we flew into Jacksonville, and he goes, I drove by his where he grew up.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's in high school there.
Maybe,
high
I
school
don't
there.
know.
I don't know exactly. But yeah, he was explaining to me how I always thought the Panhandle was just always gross shit. That's what everyone's explaining it to me. Apparently, like Destin and Pensacola are like the nicest beaches in the whole state.
Destin, I've heard it's like spectacular.
It's like white sand.
Yeah, beautiful.
Looks like the Bahamas and
Yeah.
shit. Well, they got white beaches. I don't know.
I don't know. Just beautiful
Like,
white
you
beaches.
know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. When you think of like a picture book.
You got cute
Yeah.
little pigs running around.
That people who want to go to that Pig Island are crazy.
You think?
Yeah, dude, those things are biting you.
But they're like cute.
There's
Yeah.
something like eight farmers a year die from getting they fall in the pen to get eaten to
But
death.
those are like boars.
Yeah,
those are like wild hogs.
300-pound pigs, not these
I
little.
don't
These
know.
are
Well, they
little
got the big
piglets.
guys down there too.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know if
not, what do you
that's
think
true.
the piglets grew up to be? They
Pull
got
up
the
some
big
Pig
hogs.
Island.
Well, the ones that are showcased are like ones that you can fucking.
But
Throw as far
I
as a
heard
mole.
that when you're like swimming with them, you're just dodging pig shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be down with
That's
that.
what I would
do
be
that.
like. Hey,
I'd be more grossed out than afraid. If
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
It's also wild, like the inception of this Pig Island. Like, what was someone just dropped a bunch of pigs there and they just took?
yeah.
them to
That's
the
what
island?
that's what they used to do. Is
Look at that.
Same
Eddie,
thing.
Eddie, you're afraid of that? Eddie's hearing the Jaws
Pull
music.
up a
and he sees
video.
that little
Say-
pig.
dog.
Same thing with pigeons in America. Is that when Europeans would come over, they're like, we want to make sure that we have a food source the next time we come. So they bring all these birds and all these pigs and just release them and be like, well,
Go fuck.
we'll hunt them when we come back in 18 months or whatever it is on our big wooden ship. And then they say that like the pig, because they reproduce so much, like they can wildly change into basically a different looking species with like coarser hair in like 4 generations to adapt to their environment. They're like a unbelievable animal.
Huh.
And like then we had the heart surgeon in here on Dog Walk. You should go listen to that, where he's saying that like the pig heart, like they're using those valves because they're so similar to the humans. Pigs are like an amazing animal.
Eddie, you're hearing the Jaws music when you see that little piglet coming to you.
Dun-dun.
Dude, did you
Girls
guys
in
not
bikinis.
watch the Firefest doc?
Girls in
Like
bikinis
they're
just hugging
biting
them.
people all over the place.
It doesn't look like it. It looks like they're just enjoying.
That guy
Oh,
looks
yeah, 'cause people
that
don't
guy
play the
looks
highlights on fucking
fucking
social
delicious.
I don't know if they'd be good or not to eat.
I bet you they'd be real.
When I was Sydney, that jerk
Yeah.
said she was gonna take me hog hunting out of that chopper. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
those,
come home
I
with
think
bacon.
those are a little different though.
She's like, you can
Right.
eat it, but it's not
But
good.
yeah, I've heard that too for that specific type of pig.
Wild turkey wasn't good either. I couldn't.
Yeah, well, only
so
I thought the
bad.
breasts were fine, but you couldn't eat the turkey legs a while because they're like too muscular. But I have got a ham from this place out in Barrington before, and it doesn't look like any ham you've ever had in your life because it's like they exercise the pigs. They don't like keep them in a pen where they just get all fat and disgusting and sad. They just let them be like an animal, kind of like those look like. And it's like the meat was like this deeper red, and it was almost like a pulled pork kind of. It was so fucking good. It was the best ham I've ever had.
Damn.
And it was and then they say like, I'm like, how do you get your pigs like this? And they're like, we just treat them how you're always supposed to treat them. And they reference like books from like 1910 before like the industrialization of farms in America.
Charlotte's
They're-
Web.
Yeah, and they're
You hear about that, Lance? Best ham.
and they're like the Farmer's Almanac or whatever it was. They're like, make sure you're exercising your pigs every day to get the best meat. That's how they used to raise them forever until 60 years ago.
Yep. Then quantity started mattering a lot more.
Yep.
Are you guys pro conservation?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Ed's not.
No, I know it's not.
He wants.
No, I am.
He wants to have fucking.
I am, but I saw a
He wants one forest preserve in his neighborhood, and the rest of it should be concrete.
no, I saw a doc. I brought it up on a free swim the one time about the shark one on Cape Cod. Forgot what it was called, but
Us?
like, no, it wasn't it. But apparently, there's a lot more shark attacks now on Cape Cod because they're allowing, like, the seals are getting closer and closer because they made an act, like the Marine Mammal Act, where you can't kill them, and now it's like people are dying because
Sharks are just there.
yes,
They're hunting something else. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that White Sox Dave looks like a snack.
yeah. So now it's like this
Except
big.
it wouldn't say that because I wouldn't pee in the water because large bodies of water are the most overrated thing on earth.
So it's a big fight now between the community where half the people are like, well, like animals, we're here first, it's their home. And people are like, hey, like we got to care about human lives first.
Yeah. Yeah. That is one of those things where I've seen people make the argument about like wolves and like the mountain lions and stuff like that, where it's like, well, we're actually invading on their territory. It's like, I'm on the side of the humans when it comes to this, so fuck those. Like, they can go in Yellowstone and not hunt, your dogs and stuff in the neighborhood in California. Because, like, California's had a problem with, like, the big cat because they stopped letting you hunt mountain lions, and now the mountain lions range has expanded into, like, residential areas, kind of like how we had with a coyote.
Tell them about P22, Danny.
Yeah, we talked about P22 on a podcast. Yeah.
We did. Hey, before we continue, I want to talk about Beard Guyz. Step up your game, your beard game, and unleash your beast with Beard Guyz. Hair on your face is different from hair on your body. Specific products are needed. Beard Guyz has products that wash, hydrate, and help to style your beard. Start your day off right with a 2-in-1 wash and tame, a wash and conditioner combo that is meant to cleanse and condition your beard. Citrus scent, hydrate the beard with some oil. The beard oil helps soften and moisturize the beard skin. You get a lock in the beard and style with some matte styling clay. This product has kaolin clay to help keep your beard in place and can be used for your hair as well. The scent of the products is great. It's got a good feel, and it's just something we really like here.
I was telling Dave that he, ahead of the hockey video, I wish he had just let his face grow out for like 6 hours.
Should have.
Yeah, he had the real beard going.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like you're kind of, maybe you didn't shave today. You got to rub some of that in.
If we had any, I would.
Here you go.
I had one around here somewhere. Oh, there you
Give
go.
him the butter.
You got some Beard Guy? Yeah, take that butter.
Here's the beard balm, Dave.
Don't eat it.
Rub it on. So, yeah, whether you're a seasoned vet or a rookie beginning the bearded journey, Beard Guyz is the brand for your beard. You can find Beard Guyz at your local Walmart or Walgreens. Go do it.
How's that feel, David?
I'm using this and it's backwards.
Oh.
What else we got going on, Danny?
I don't know. Ed, you have some of that too. That looks good.
It is good. I'm sure it is. Danny, you got anything?
Are we staying on animals? There's a doc on Netflix where one episode is on the Sahara, and there's a group of dozens of alligators just trapped in the Sahara at one specific lagoon. That's all I got on animals today.
What's the name of the doc?
It's something nature in it. It's one of those knockoff Planet Earths. My algorithm is currently all deep sea.
I got kind of a beef with all those now. They're all the same.
Yeah, they're making a lot. Planet Earth was the Godfather. Now
there's just a million of them, and like you'll see,
kind of become like what Shark Week has become.
Kinda.
Yeah, where Shark Week used to be like awesome.
Yeah, and now
they haven't done anything new in forever. I still like the nature docs, but I like them like either late at night or early in the morning when there's just like nothing really on. You just kind of flip it on, but it's
fall asleep watching.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
David
Attenborough. Yeah, see, no one does it like him either.
Yeah.
His voice it's anesthetic.
Yeah.
I think he's even better than
Morgan.
Yeah.
I like the British accent.
Yeah.
More than the American one.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this the other day. They have a different array of words they use. Like, it looks fantastic or splendid.
Brilliant.
What do you think about this Jerry Seinfeld stuff, Dave? I'm sure you got a good point to make here.
Well, what's the Jerry Seinfeld stuff?
He saying the same thing a lot of comedians have said, like, yo, just because I'm making fun of you doesn't mean I actually don't like you.
Yeah, can't everyone just chill out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who do you make fun of?
He just said a lot of the jokes. This is from a tweet at Discussing Film. So this could be out of context, but this is the context everyone is talking about, so that's what I'm going to bring up. Jerry Seinfeld says that he wouldn't be able to do many of the jokes from Seinfeld in today's world. He said one would be Kramer decides to start a business of having homeless people pull rickshaws because he says they're outside anyway. He said, do you think I get an episode on the air? And it looks like everyone's making up the point that like It's Always Sunny like pushes the barrier.
Yeah.
And Rob McElhenney posted probably from this episode. I don't know what that means, but you guys are Sunny guys, so you guys might.
Yeah, that's Rickety Cricket. Where Rickety Cricket was a priest and then had his life destroyed by the guys on Always Sunny and became like a homeless drug addict guy.
Mm-hmm.
And they it's one of the, I don't know, like that is like a good point where it's like, I love that character. The character's funny, but then it's like you are also like, there are people who are really living that way. But can't we all just make jokes?
Yeah. And laugh at them.
But it's funny because they made him live that way. He wasn't dealt a bad hand,
Yeah, well, he got his life destroyed.
But I think if you were just to have a a homeless character with no background, I could see that argument more. But like how he became homeless.
Yeah, I suppose
It wasn't because of like his family or something deep.
Yeah, but they're the ones who do kind of push it. So he was as a retort to Jerry.
Yes.
Yeah,
He said it as a retort.
you probably could do it. So he's basically like, can't like shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was also probably just using like the first thing that came to his mind when he was speaking, like, oh, that rickshaw episode, which is one of the funniest
It's a
episodes.
great
It's an
episode.
awesome episode. Rusty, that little bastard, stole a rickshaw.
no, Rusty was the horse.
No, he has that quote. He's like,
sorry.
name's Rusty, reporting for duty. He's like, I once knew a horse named Rusty.
yeah. Rusty.
Yeah.
Danny,
Did I get the job?
why is everyone saying you're behind this list that was posted?
I don't know, but they already came out, and I guess it was Blutman, which is the last person I would have expected.
What's it about?
I think it was just literally a random group of names on a list, which is lame.
That's all it was.
That's
I
what I
mean,
heard. Yeah.
If I saw a list, I didn't see the list until it was already out what it was.
Don't say.
If I walked in the office this morning and saw a list with my name on it, just like it was, I would have freaked out.
Freaked out.
But with this job, you just know it's.
You've seen that South Park, Danny?
Yeah, but someone's doing it here for that exact reason. And
I mean,
like,
he had you way down at number 40.
I know. That's exactly what I was worried about.
Yeah, but it could be good.
So on
Yeah, it
South
could be
Park, this
good.
one episode,
Number one could be like the biggest asshole.
it's Stefan.
You know what I
Stefan.
Well, yeah.
That's not
But-
what I was saying, Steph.
That's
because-
Eddie saying Stefan's a big
I
asshole.
wasn't Steph.
I mean, number 2 is Brandon Walker. So
yeah, but Saw's
then-
great.
Yeah, 3. Then who's
and
4?
PFT's 4.
So
He's
yeah,
like
I think it was just
least amount
designed
of asshole in this office is PFT.
designed for everyone to overanalyze and come up with their own conclusions.
yeah, that's how I was like.
Did you like that South Park though?
I don't know if I saw it.
You ever
The girls ranked the boys in the class.
Oh
by
yeah, I did
hottest.
see it. Yeah.
And, yeah.
I mean, that's the old school MySpace top 8. We need that. We need that in order to put the society back in order.
This reminds me of how ruthless a cut list used to be in high school.
Yeah,
Or
hot or
like
hot or
middle
not,
school.
hot or not list.
No, like I'm saying, like if you made the basketball team.
Never had to worry about that one, Ed.
I mean, I'm just. It was a thing people
know.
had to worry about.
Not me though.
Ruthless.
I'm trying to see if you got the
Like-
main role at the school play, Dave.
Like now, it's like probably sent through an email, or it's you go to the website. You know, it's just a different way where you find out at home. You're not going to see in front of all your friends and like have to go back to the line.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
remember one year there was like only 2 cuts. So like you're watching with everyone and those 2 people, it makes it that much worse,
Yeah, no. My dad was a coach, and I remember he had cut like one of my best friends. It was hard. It sucked.
Just,
Do you think your friend should have made the team over you? In hindsight, was it nepotism that you ended up on that?
No.
team? Okay.
No.
You didn't have the yips yet.
I don't have the yips yet.
Okay. All right.
Not at that point.
You still have the yips though, right?
I still have the yips, yes. Someone sent me a Twitter thread about the yips.
I saw
I
that.
lost it. Please send it back to me because I want to look through
Wait,
it.
was it recent?
Yes, it was like last week.
Yeah,
Last week
with
or
the
so.
picture.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that Twitter thread. His was like beyond repair.
Yeah.
How bad he literally couldn't throw the ball from me to Danny. He was like, who was it? It wasn't Rick Ankiel, but they referenced him in it.
Yeah, they reference Rick Ankiel.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, it's a real thing. Like,
Oh, it's a real thing. I could not. It didn't matter where I was. If I was a pitcher and fielded the ball, I couldn't throw it to first base my freshman year. But if I was at third base throwing to first base, I'd hit him right in the chest. Catcher, I could be in the same part of the field where I was fielding the ball, right in the chest. It was whatever it was, and you just, I don't know. You just got to fucking get through it.
Chuck Knobloch used to like throw it in the
Is
dugout.
this it? Thread?
Yes, this is
this is
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
bookmark it for Ed.
2019. Yeah, please send that to me. I mean, we're not going to go through the whole thing listening here because it's really long.
It's long, yeah.
But yeah, it's a very interesting thread.
I didn't know that. So scroll up. So Rick Ankiel had 20 wild pitches in one inning, I think it was. Keep going up. Yeah, in the
He threw
first
5 wild pitches before getting taken out.
5. Okay, the next game it got worth 20.
He threw 20 wild pitches in the first inning. Yeah, you could keep going, Lance. I don't want us to get flagged. Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah. I believe it
very
more
real.
for guys at the top level like Rick Ankiel than I do for 7th grade Eddie, though.
Yeah.
Sorry about that Queen of All Saints thing.
Yeah.
Yips are the yips.
No, it's true. I just said I had him, but I actually, this is how I got rid of him. I pulled the Major League 2. Do you remember what it was?
No, I've never seen Major League 2.
It's bad. The following Major League 2 is okay. Major League 3 is horrible, I think. But the catcher, he has to throw the ball to third base, and he, like I said, he throws it right to third base on the line, but he can't just lob it when he receives the pitch back to the pitcher. So he'll throw it to third base on the line, and then he'll throw it, and he's like, just think of your favorite naked woman. And I forget the exact line, but it was like, think of your favorite porn star, playboy, playmate, or something. And that's what I did. I would just be like,
Who was it?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of who it was.
You don't forget her.
What
Tell us
year?
who it
What
was.
years was this?
High school, freshman year. So this would have been like downloading porn on
You're big
Kaza and
LimeWire.
LimeWire.
We said that was when LeBron got drafted, 2003, right?
Yeah.
His high school year.
Right, to bring it all full circle. You
probably
sit
John
there and then probably someone like that.
Pamela Anderson. Maybe you're
it-
watching the boat scene.
I lied. It was Crystal Steel.
Oh,
I didn't want to.
I
I couldn't.
I was gonna guess Nala.
Damn, dude, that's
It was
a
Crystal
throwback.
Steel.
Crystal
Yeah,
Steel.
haven't
Yeah, big
haven't
time.
thought about that in a
Holy
long time.
Fuck,
And
Dave.
it actually worked.
All right.
You like 'em
I
dirty.
could throw the ball. Like
hop
as soon as
off
I
the
would just say
company Wi-Fi, give it a
Crystal Steel,
quick
Crystal
look.
Steel, and just boom, right to first.
I forgot what she even looked like. She's blonde, right?
Yes, like porn star bleach blonde.
Yeah.
Star blonde. Damn, dude, what's she up to nowadays, Dave?
She
remember
might be
like
dead. Ed.
5 years ago, there was like a lot of porn stars who were just dying.
It's
But like it was
it's like
weird.
one a year. I think it
It was
happens
more
like,
than that. But
Crystal Steel.
Oh, easy.
Fuck it.
one time.
Incognito.
This is probably 2017-ish. I was visiting my mom and my grandparents in New Jersey, and I flew into Newark or wherever and went to the old HQ. And I stayed there the night, I remember. I forget. It was the very, very first Rough and Rowdy we ever did, I remember, because I watched it there that night in New York City. And at like 1 a.m., I'm still there with a couple stragglers. And the old Barstool Outdoors dude walked in with a porn star. And I remember thinking, I'm like,
I was there.
Were you there?
I don't think it was for Rough and Rowdy. I think it was the Northwestern Penn State game or Northwestern
Purdue.
Purdue.
I remember watching that from that's where it was. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
That was the.
And I'm like, who in the fuck is
that
this
was
girl?
the
Because I
where-
recognize her.
Where in the
but
fuck is Pat McAfee? It was that trip. It was like right before. It was August before we went full time.
so all right, so I did mix it up, but I remember who was that? She's like mega
Very
famous. porn-
famous.
Yeah,
I think
mega.
she's got like a big podcast now.
Who was she with? Sorry, I was.
She was with YP.
Oh, it was Lana Rhodes.
Lana
Yes,
Rhodes, yeah.
that's who
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was. And I'm like, I recognize that girl. I've met her before, but I don't know where.
Who she allegedly has a kid with Blake Griffin.
yeah. Allegedly.
Alleged.
That's the rumor. Alleged.
Yeah.
She was shorter than I would have imagined in my head.
I think they all are. You know what I regret not. You know what I regret doing? Not. No, never mind. Dave,
Say it.
get mad at this. So I'm not going to say it.
Say it.
You can say it off camera. What am I
What do
going
you
to get mad
regret?
at?
Because you're going to be like, well, why didn't you do this? But it was because it's from my brain. Why would I have myself do this?
All right, go ahead.
I regret not having you and Hannah reenact the Nate and Asa thing.
Then,
the flying
Flying.
69.
Yeah.
oh, why?
I don't know. It's just been funny. That's just a funny bit.
Recreating history.
Yeah, exactly. Recreating history.
Yeah.
All right then.
That should have been one of the stipulations
White Sox
for,
Safe Challenge.
for the film festival.
Yeah.
Like instead of having the rigs
You had
quote
to-
or whatever,
yeah.
you had to do the
Find a girl to do the flying
yeah
69.
or a guy.
Yeah, or a guy,
But
yeah.
you imagine having Max try to do that and having like Big Cat catch him or something.
Be hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, we could wrap this up. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll see you then.
Got a couple notes from the chat.
we
Yes,
got?
chat. We're going to be talking NFL draft reactions Thursday. The
Yeah.
chat was really interested in our reaction. That's coming Thursday. Also, shout out to Chris from the Barada Gang. It's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday,
Shout out
Chris!
to Chris. Yeah, and like we were on the NFL draft show, you saw our live reaction of those first round picks. So
Yeah, we'll get into it. a lot
we're
more.
gonna get into it more on Thursday show.
With
So.
Caleb Williams coming to the office.
All right, see you guys.
Tune in.
La 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 Bum ba da doo 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 dum dum.